Hello and welcome to CloudTechTalks. This is Pritesh and back with another video. Today's video is about using AI for email management. So let's get started. Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about different use cases for AI related to email management and tips and tricks which will help you on a daily basis. But before we do that, let's talk with context of what are the typical problems we face with emails, right? So one is there are too many emails, too less time. Obviously, it goes without saying that if you've been in the company for a long period of time, then those emails just keep on stacking up, and more context and more information just gets lost in the inbox. Second is writing replies to emails consumes a lot of time on a daily basis anyway. It eats up into the real work. You'd rather spend that time meeting with individuals and doing something creative and talking to customers even to get some real world insight on what's going on, etc. Third is one email can turn into multiple, and in no time it becomes like a ton of follow-up. So a thread which began with a simple question or a query or a complaint or something that you need to track can simply turn into something entirely large, and in context can loop in many other people in the email, and it blows out of proportion in no time. So that is a real problem for most people. And secondly, I would say when you're trying to reach out to customers, partners, one-on-one to send them something new about what you're doing with product, with marketing, stuff like that, it's very hard for you to do it on an inbox level personally, outside of the tools you use for marketing, etc. On personalization, right? So this is what usually most people struggle with as far as emails are concerned. Let me know if you struggle with anything more in the comments. Hard to find old context, right? So if you have your mailbox has been live for a few years, and you go back and forth with people on a daily basis, you don't know what you've spoken to that individual. Maybe you don't recall what the last conversation was. It's hard to search if you don't have the context and things like that. So hard to find old context as far as email is concerned. um, let's talk about the basics of how AI can help with emails. Right, the first thing is, I've taken an example of Gemini because it's most widely used in the personal space, and a lot of Google Workspace customers as well. Summarizing an email thread, right? So email thread can be 10 emails, 15 emails, 100 emails, doesn't matter, right? Summarizing that thread to send it as a summary to someone who's not part of the thread is a game changer, right? So one simple prompt on summarizing the thread, and it gives you everything that you need because it has the ability to read the entire thread in a matter of a few milliseconds. Second is suggest response for anything on an email thread, right? So once you've read the thread, once the AI knows what to write in context of what the thread is talking about, it can suggest you responses. Third is finding information related to previous emails and from personalization from your drive as well. So your drive can have documents, different meeting notes from previous meetings and things like that. All of that can be found as information and context for you to reply to when it comes to a specific email thread or context. Second is, I would say, when it comes to calendar events, you met that person in the past, maybe it was too long ago, you don't remember, or maybe you've met too many times, you don't remember how many conversations you've had about a certain subject or different subjects. You can get information from calendar events about all of that and who was part of those meetings and what were the action items and things like that. Lastly, I would say scheduling meetings right from your inbox. So when you are done with the thread, the eventual outcome is that you want to set up a meeting to discuss next steps. Right from the email, you can set up a prompt which helps you send out a calendar invite and make sure that you do that seamlessly without having to spend too much time clicking buttons and going into the calendar and scheduling and things like that. Then comes the everyday email use cases, right? So simple things I've listed down here. One is reply to emails politely and clearly. The tone, I'll touch upon why this is important and how you can make this work for you. Second is writing minutes of meeting, because most of the people, if they're still using, say, physical notepads and scribbling notes, reading that out and then putting that into context, sending meeting minutes, etc. Most of those notes are rough notes, so you want to structure that in an email, and that's the most important part. And lastly, I would say turning long emails into short conversations, so or short emails or a summary. If you're writing to executives who don't have too much time to read, 2 pages, 3 pages kind of a context, why not just use AI to summarize it and make sure that whatever we've sent, it captures the essence of the entire thing. So we've done, like, you would have tried this for long articles, long documents, ebooks, etc. This can be done on emails as well, very easily. Personalization, the same email can be sent to different people, but with their context. So one of the examples I would like to give here is when we are trying to reach out to a customer for the first time. We are doing specifically research using some of those tools available in the market, which scrape their LinkedIn or their social profile, what they've attended, what they've posted, what they've liked, what they've not liked, etc. This brings context on their work experience, what they like to hear about, what their background is, etc. And it creates a very specific, email related to what that background and context would have given you. So this is not possible otherwise, right? You would spend a lot of time doing research for every single email that you sent out. So you simply create a workflow which allows you to gather all the information from social handles and different kinds of sources. Many tools available for that. I can touch upon that. We talk about in the next slide. But essentially giving you context of what the person is about, so that your email outreach becomes more personalized. Free and paid tools available, so ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, etc. goes without saying. But one shout out I want to give to is one of the tools I use extensively. It's called Tactic. It not only does transcription of meetings, but it also does minutes of meeting, summary, long to short form of all the email summary that you want to do, and it keeps a track of every meeting that you've done, right? So you, with the free plan, you get like a few meetings every month, but if you want the paid plan, you simply subscribe to it, and then you get n number of meetings as you like. Some easy prompts that I have included in this, which will help you on a daily basis. If you reach this point, please, hit that like button and tell me what you think about what I've presented, what I can do more to help you guys. One is review this Gmail thread and summarize the key points, right? Very simple, to the point, does the job. Highlight an action item or several action items from this conversation. So imagine a thread which is 10 emails long, 15 emails long, or even an email which is really long, and you need to summarize or action items for the next course that needs to be taken for a specific project. This helps with that context very easily. Then comes generate a reply that addresses the open questions in an email chain. So like finding action items, you can also address open questions with this kind of prompt. Help me write a follow-up email based on the last 3 messages. So maybe in a thread there are 10 emails, but only 3 of them are relevant. So those 3 you ask the AI to read and put a context for that. Draft a response which uses a professional but friendly tone, right? This is very subjective to people, but helps in a very big way. You'll be surprised when you write just one adjective like this, like professional or friendly, how dramatically the response of AI will recommend you when it comes to a single draft. Creating an email system which is repeatable. So step 1, I would say, always keep 5 to 10 common templates which you want. One for outreach, one for general drafts, one for seniors, or one for colleagues, peers, friends, etc. Whatever it is. This will help you give context to AI. It will learn from your patterns and help you customize this over time. Every single time you use AI to tweak an email, you can feed that back into the prompting and modify your prompts, etc. So this helps AI learn how your style of writing is. Review, personalize, and send every single time. I would always stress upon the fact that it's never always right. So you always have to review what has been created by AI and then go in context of that. Same quality emails, much less effort. Finally, I come to best practices. What I would say, are the top few things that you should do when it comes to emails. Setting the tone and style. So here you see that professional, friendly, concise, these are all different kinds of tones to emails. Depending upon who you're speaking with, you would always want to change this. So this helps from a contextual standpoint, and it helps you create specific emails in line with who you're speaking with. Context is key. So obviously paste the original email asking for a reply, and then provide background details like name, specific project information, intended outcome, etc. This completely changes how you do emails, right? Because it's never as simple as, okay, help me write a reply. But what if that reply has no context, given the previous email has only one line written, right? So this context is what changes everything when it comes to personalization and identifying specifics on what you want to do with specific outcomes. Then comes custom instructions or memory. So to avoid typical AI or robotic language, I would say make sure that you paste examples of how you want your emails to sound like. Take examples from emails which have worked for you, you've written yourself, and you've taken the effort of researching and making sure that your emails are on point, professional, friendly, concise, whatever kind of email it is. Give it examples, because from the moment you give it examples, it changes the way it operates, and it brings you exactly what you want to see. So the next one is drafting an email from scratch, right? So when you write a email for following up, and then you are simply writing one-liners for them to get to respond and it's not working, you do something like this: write a polite follow-up email to a client who hasn't replied to something, right? This changes the way the person is being approached, because you're not sending the same one-liner again. It is creating a fresh new context, and maybe it changes the person's mind to respond to you. So it really means a lot when you try it. Refine the output. So here, in context of something urgent, you can say make this sound something urgent. If it's too long, you say make it shorter, things like that. Here, refining your output can bring a lot of different kind of variations to your email, which is required for certain situations. And last but not the least, I would say, always safety first. Review what you are writing as far as the edits and recommendations from AI are concerned. Always add a personal touch, always review it for accuracy, and most importantly, deal with the sensitive information very carefully. What you're sending to AI matters a lot, so do it as long as you're confident it is not going to harm your organization. So with that, wrap up on another video, AI for emails. Let me know how you find it, and stay tuned for the next ones to follow. Thank you.